Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ending Hour podcast.
Yeah, guys. So today we have two very special guests with us. We have Lou, the owner of Modern Tattoo.
Modern Ink
Tattoo.
Yes,
and
sir.
We have Aaron, which is the media manager for Modern Ink Tattoo. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
How you doing, man? We're chilling, bro.
Yeah, y'all been crushing it lately. I see all the reels that Aaron's been posting.
Dude, it's awesome, like, to see, like, the team, like, at the shop just get along. And, you know, it's honestly, it's teamwork. You got to have teamwork to do stuff like that. So it's cool seeing us come together, you know?
Oh, yeah. So, like, when did you realize you had a passion for tattooing?
When I was younger, I remember being in, like, a boot camp, right? And I was probably 12 years old, and I did a tattoo on my ankle, and it was a little anarchy sign. And they found out about it, and they asked me, they're like, "Well, why'd you do it?" And I was like, "I'm gonna be a tattoo artist," right? But I didn't really think anything about it, like, after that for a good little while. And you know, I was a troubled kid, man, you know, so, like, I was into some shit that other people weren't, you know what I mean? Just bad shit growing up, like selling drugs, whatever, trying to be cool. And got locked up when I was 18 and I did 5 years. And within that 5 years, I found my passion for tattooing. It was like probably what saved my life, you know, like, but yeah, I started tattooing in there, you know, and got tattoos and got out and just stayed focused, you know what I mean? And stuck with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you found your passion. You know, unorthodox way to find it, but hey, you found it. And that's the important part of it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So when you got out, is that when you started Modern Ink?
No, so I've been out about 7 years now. And I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations since I've been out, you know what I mean? But, you know, I have stuck with tattooing, and, you know, I haven't, you know, done anything else. I moved to Texas for a while, and I think that really helped me out. When I first got out, I got a job at Hardwire in the mall. I stayed there for about 2 years, and then I moved to Dallas, Texas, and I met some really good people out there, amazing artists out there. I learned a lot of good stuff from them. And I came back here about a year and a half ago. And about 2.5 years now. And that first year I just grinded, man, and traveled, tattooed. And about a year ago I started Modern Ink. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Love that.
So what was the first ever tattoo that you did for a client? Like, what was the first ever client piece?
I don't even know, man.
Well, see, I guess it would be different for.
I seen the question, and like I was thinking about it the whole time. Like I seen
like a lot of times, I mean, you had like you said, I mean, you tattooed yourself. So like I'm thinking about like the first time that you did like a piece, and you're like, shit, man, like okay, like here it is. Like but you did tattoo pieces, you know, probably like here on friends, like on yourself, stuff like that. So it probably wasn't as nervous as like the first day that somebody's like on the job, like the first time. So
bro, honestly, like, I wish I could say that I gave a fuck when I first was my first tattoo. Like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, but I think that's what helped me. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that I was going to be trash, but at least I was trying, you know what I mean? And I didn't give up. You know, the first one was horrible, obviously. And it just, you got to have faith in yourself, bro. But that's with anything, like, you got to have discipline. I've always told everybody, like, you can do, it sounds so cliche, but you can do anything you can put your mind to, bro. Like, as long as you're healthy and you got some common sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that, I mean, we tell that to, like, you know, other guests, we tell that to ourselves. Like, as long as you have something, you have a passion, you grinding for it, and you stay on top of it. Because a lot of people, they just, I want to be an influencer. I put one video out. Oh, it didn't go viral. I quit.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, there's a lot of people, they don't blow up till they're doing it for 7 years.
Yep.
So, I mean, it does take just that one time, but if it doesn't, you just got to keep grinding until it does happen for you.
Exactly.
And as long as you have that passion and stuff, you know, you're going to excel. And, you know, like you said, in anything that you do in your life, that's what you got to do.
I was going to say, I've seen Lou in this last year grow crazy. When I first met him, he didn't have Modern Ink. And I was the first to get tatted in the shop when he before it was even open. And from like there, like nothing on the walls, just a black room with a light, getting my first tattoo to where it is now, I mean, I think the shop's beautiful. Everything that he's doing over there, it's hitting. And
Yeah, every time you post snaps, it's like super packed in there and it has
Yeah.
a nice aesthetic.
Yeah.
Looks really nice. We got to stop by for sure.
Yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention, it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is in Wilmington,
Yeah,
North Carolina.
yeah. It's on 3rd Street, 1115 South 3rd Street, Wilmington. It's right across from Axes and Alleys. Axes and Alleys is a really cool spot too, man. Like, I've been telling people this whole block, like 3rd Street, from like that Burger King up to like Greenfield Lake, I believe in that block, bro. And I think that in the next 10 years, that whole thing is going to turn into like a mini cargo district. And I'm willing to put forth the effort to do that. You know what I mean? I want to start another business on that block to help it, bro, because you know, it can just be so much more. It really needs a developer, like a millionaire developer or some shit to come through there and like build a nice ass like shopping mall or something, you know, that put a bar in there, clothing store, whatever. But just to get that little area popping, bro, like I'm telling you. But the way Wilmington's growing, bro, it's like, who knows what they're going to do next?
Yeah.
You know?
For real.
So it's like, but yeah, I mean, the shop's been cool. I'm super blessed. I'm super grateful. You know, I still go through, it's all a learning experience, dude. Like going from being a tattoo artist to being a shop owner is completely different. Like managing people, I fired probably 9 people. You know what I mean? A lot of that was because of my own mistakes that I had made. And a lot of that was because of mistakes they made. But I'm man enough to admit that. And I can say I learned from it. You know what I mean? And what I got right now, the shop, the team I have, dude, I'm so grateful, bro. Like,
I'm sure that's very important in the shop. You want to build that team that because every single artist that's in that shop is a representation of that location.
Bro, that and like, you don't want to, if you want good energy around you when we're doing art, bro. We're doing art all day. You don't want some bad, shitty energy in the shop whenever we're doing.
Very similar to like a barber shop, like that kind of mentality. It's like when you're getting your hair cut, everybody's just talking in the shop and cutting up and like got great vibes, bouncing the energy off of each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like art.
I've been like that. Whenever I've gotten tattooed, like if it's good energy, I'm like, oh shit, dude, like been here for 4 hours and forgot.
And you like it. The client likes it. You know what I mean? And since I've had the shop, I've been in situations where, you know, there at the beginning, bro, like he said, it was just me tattooing in there. You know, I had to pay the bills, like, and I did, but I don't know, bro. It's like I had to hire people, get rid of them to learn those lessons. So, and I'm grateful I did because I don't have to learn them later on. You know, like I could have easily not learned a lesson like that and hired somebody 5 years from now and they take down the whole business. You know what I mean? So that you hear about it all the time. You hear about it all the time, dude. So
yeah. And I mean, like you said, like you having that good team behind you, that good energy, because like art, like doesn't matter if you're doing music, doesn't matter if you're doing tattooing, like whatever falls under the category of art, you know, you have to have, you know, that energy, that passion, you know, you can go the opposite effect. Like you get great music or art from, you know, really hard situations that people go through. But like, if you just like consistent, like bad energy, like animosity, tension in a room, like, I mean, it's going to reflect the art that's being put out. Yeah. So, it sounds like you have your head on straight, you have, your vision and you're going for it, which, I respect that.
Going back to that, like with social media and everything, like the reels we're putting out and stuff like that, like that's one of my biggest jobs is to lift the spirits of everybody in there, get everybody involved. When I'm thinking these skits and ideas and I'm like, okay, you need to do this, say this, act this way, like they love it. Throw your own spin on it.
They love it, bro.
They love it. And they're so engaged and it just makes the whole atmosphere way better.
What it does is it gives the shop a personality. And then people want to come there not only for the artist, but for the vibe, just the environment. Yeah.
But like, imagine going to work and like you're looking forward to making it like a reel or some shit. You know what I mean? Like
me every day.
Yeah, like,
I get up, go to work, and I have a record.
Dude, I'm so grateful for this dude, bro. Because before that, it was like I knew that I needed somebody like Aaron to come in there and get people to be more active and make reels and like actually put these ideas that we're having into a reality and put them into action or whatever. So it just worked out. I'm going to really try to give Aaron a career out of this, dude, because you know, I'm not just done after Modern Ink. You know, like I want to continue to do other things as well. I just don't know what yet. Like thought about a coffee shop. I'm not really into coffee. I feel like I got to really have a passion for something to start a business out of it, you know?
To really succeed.
Yeah. And I mean, and you have like the exact, like for a modern age, you have a really good vision and you brought them on early. So, I mean, and you have it probably, you know, just like tattoo artists, you have an extremely, you know, important job because in a modern age, if you're not out here on social media, you know, you're not living up to the full potential of what you could be. So, I mean,
right back in the day, like think about it, like tattoo artists, like the way they got their business was from either a walk-in or somebody saw your tattoo and goes, wow, that's a really nice piece. Who did that? Then you get linked up with them like that. Or they're like, oh yeah, it's over there at that one shop. Then the artist ain't even there anymore. So it's like, shit, you lost that business, that opportunity because they go there and get a different artist. But you know, now with social media, like being able to attract people to your shop based on the content there and creating, it's definitely
that's why I do a lot.
But
like
that's
outside social networking, outside of work. I'm going out and stuff.
Yep, that's like what we do
all day, bro.
That's anything though, bro. Like social media now, like to anybody who's younger and watching this, like if you're not taking advantage of social media, like selling a product or selling a service of some kind, like dude, like you're missing out. Like seriously, there's too much money on social media to not be chasing it, you know? Like at least trying, you know, like, I don't know. I'm a felon. We obviously went over that, you know, I've been to prison or whatever, and people always like say stuff like, oh, felons can't do this, felons can't do that. Like one big thing is like I've heard felons can't go out of the country. That's not true. You know what I mean? Felons, you can get a passport and go out of the country. 9 times out of 10, Canada's not going to accept you. But who the fuck wants to go to Canada? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like whatever. But it's just little shit like that. It's like, man, like people have told me I couldn't my whole fucking life, dude. You know, like, there's like a 80% return rate at prison or some shit, you know, and like people have told me I couldn't. And I just tried, bro. I just tried. And I got to where I'm at.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's admirable.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
Appreciate that.
So like, what is your like creative process when someone wants a tattoo? Like, hey, you know, they come in, they have a picture on their phone. They're like, yo, this is what I want. Like for me, like I brought a picture into my guy that did my sleeve, but he just was like, yeah, I'm not sure if I can do that, but like, you know, I'm gonna draw on you, you okay it or decline it, and then we can adjust. So this is pretty much freehand, but like, what's your creative process when like someone like?
So if somebody brings me a picture, man, we're on a good track, dude, because you'd be surprised. Like Aaron's just now like realizing like how many people come in and just say how much for a tattoo,
how much for a sleeve,
how much for a sleeve, like, you know, like, and don't give me any kind, or people that come in and don't know what they want, dude, like, and having to like help somebody figure out what they want. I have to do that a lot, but see, that's the extra mile that I go to that a lot of shops around here won't go to, you know what I mean? Because it is a hassle. It is a pain in the ass having to help somebody figure out what kind of tattoo they want. Yeah. But as far as my creative process, if somebody comes to me with a tattoo that they want, if it's on somebody else or if it's a design off of Pinterest, I won't ever use that same design, right? I might use part of it, but I'll take other things and like I'll make it my own, you know what I mean? I'll erase a lot of it and it won't end up looking like that design, but the same concept to a degree, you know what I mean? But a lot of times people think they can get a price over the phone too, you know what I mean? Back in the day, like whenever I was like hustling, like trying to get the shop, like, yeah, you get a price over the phone, but bro, we're at the shop now. Like if you want a quality tattoo, like come in, you know what I mean? Like we got availability, but it's like, people are wild when it comes to tattoos, my man.
Yeah, and that, like when I was going to get mine, and like him, he would do like mad research, and you know he's more indecisive than I am, so he would be like, "Yo, this is go through 100 pictures, break it down to 10, then pick one out." Like for me, like I found one, I was like, "That's it," but like I brought it to my guy, and I was like, "Yeah, this is what I want." So like that's the way I always thought, and getting a price on that. So like hearing that from you, like people come in like, yo, I want a sleeve, how much?
Yeah,
that's wild work. Like I don't.
That's just showing you care, though. Take initiative. You're putting something.
Yeah, dude. Like I mean, doing research is the biggest thing. It's like when people come to me and they expect me to draw them something up. It's like, dude, just look at my Instagram. Like if you want a tattoo from me, book with me. And you're gonna get a tattoo like you see on my Instagram. Like you're obviously looking at my stuff for a reason. Like, I don't know. I get frustrated when people don't trust me. You know what I mean? Because I know that I'm gonna do a good job and they're gonna walk out satisfied.
Which happens every single day.
Yep.
So
And
a side question that we didn't actually have on there, but it kind of ties in to like the whole like trying to get quotes over the phone, all that kind of stuff. So I saw this video on TikTok. It was like I was X years old whenever I realized like that those types of series. And it was like I was X years old. I forget how old the person was, but it was when I realized that tipping a tattoo artist is actually etiquette. And like so some person went on there and was like, "Yo, I feel so bad." And like people were in the comments like agreeing, was like, "Holy shit, I just realized this like lately too." And like so, what like is the etiquette like for the public like that doesn't know, that's not on the like behind the scenes aspect? Like obviously like with gratuity at restaurants, like typically like 18%. What is the type of etiquette that y'all like hope to receive when doing a piece, or does it matter, or does
So personally, I guess it really just depends on the piece and the person. You know what I mean? If I do a lot, I have a lot of friends out here, right? And sometimes I'll give a deal. And if I do give you an extreme deal, you know what I mean? I'm going to expect a tip, and I think any artist though, if they throw their client a deal, they would expect a tip, right? Yeah. But I think it would be disrespectful for the artist to I don't know,
demand or expect.
Demand or expect a tip. But at the same time, it's like I think tipping for your tattoo is very necessary as long as the tattoo is good and as long as you like the tattoo as the person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
somebody said it in the comments and they were like, dude, if I'm going to tip somebody who simply brought my food to the table, I'm definitely tipping somebody who put permanent ink on my body. And that's how me and him felt like,
bro. And you know what?
It's an art.
I'm glad you said that. We're going to repost that.
Yeah.
If you're going to tip somebody who brings you food to your doorstep, why wouldn't you tip somebody who's putting permanent ink on your body? And I also said something like this a while ago. It's like people will buy like a chain or whatever, spend 5 bands on a chain, or fucking, you know what I mean, a couple bands on some shoes, and these material ass things, bro, and that are gonna tarnish, and don't want to spend a proper amount of money for something they're gonna die with.
Right.
They're gonna die with this, and they're gonna keep it even when they're dead in their casket.
Yeah, I've spent over 7 or 8 bands on all my ink on
That's smart.
body, and I'm just like, like I would rather, like I'll never look for like super cheap deals on tattoos. Like I take time and like make sure to kind of just like pinpoint what I want to do and stuff like that, because that's it's gonna be on you permanently.
Yeah, that's smart.
I also want to say, like, going back to tipping and everything like that, I really think that should be based off your experience as well.
Yeah.
Like at Modern Ink, we greet everybody. We stand up, we greet them, we make sure, they feel safe and comfortable. And if they didn't already have an appointment, if they're walking, we put them with the right artist. Everybody specializes in something, So depending on what they want to get is, what artist we're going to recommend. And all our artists are really good at working with everybody, with budgets, designs, everything. They're patient. So I think that's what the tips should be off of. It's like
and that's
the second you walk in that door.
When I was trying to get this sleeve done, like that was the hardest thing for me. That's why I ended up at J Monkey, because I asked around at like 4 different shops and no one was like, something like that. Like you need like a line work specialist. Yeah. And I was like, well, do you guys have anyone? He's like, I mean, for something like that, you maybe not. And like I stopped at J Monkey, and the guy Nick that did it, he ended up he was like, yeah, dude, I can do that. So, I mean, finding, like you said, that specialist, like, finding that is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's good to have
do your research, man. Just do your research. That's the biggest thing.
Right. With something that serious and it's permanent, you definitely do your research. Yep. For sure. 100%.
All right. So, like, if someone came in, like you said, like mentioned before, like someone comes in, like, yo, I want a sleeve. And you said, like, how you work with them. So, like, what is your process in working with somebody that doesn't know what the hell they want to do, but they just want one?
Why are you getting a tattoo?
Yeah. That's the first question. That's the first question. Why are you getting a tattoo? Man, honestly, I have a folder in my iPad that is like a Pinterest folder that has like everything I've ever downloaded from Pinterest, like probably 17,000 photos, right? in this Pinterest folder, and I'll just give them that, and I'll say, look, go through it. They can't find anything. I usually don't even help them any further than that. Just because it's like, dude, you can't come up with an idea based on like all these images that I'm showing you, then, and you don't know what you want, you probably shouldn't be getting a tattoo. You know, like it's hard for me to turn down a tattoo, but we see it all the time, dude. It's like people come in with their car broke down, you know, like people can't pay their rent and they'll get a tattoo. I see it every single day, and it's hard to well, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's hard to take the money, because it's not hard to take the money. If you want to give it to me, give it to me. But it's like, damn, like you're really gonna like put this over your priorities, and it's an addiction for some people for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
So
mean,
the first 5 minutes, you'll be like, fuck, dude, I'm doing this again. And then like after like it sets in, you're under the needle for like, 10, 15 minutes. You're like, hell yeah. 'Cause you know, you're going to be so stoked for like, other than the fucking 2-week healing period.
yeah, and you see that like, fresh ink, finished product of like what you
You're
wanted.
just flexing, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
You got
you're
your arm a certain
flexing.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have seen. I feel like I didn't.
You should have seen Aaron. You should have seen Aaron. I gave Aaron his first tattoo, bro. You couldn't tell this man shit, bro. Like literally, like
Everything I
short
did-
sleeves.
Yeah, everything
he
was my
did. He's
phone,
like
dude.
putting his phone out, putting his arm out like this. You know what I mean?
Bro, I
Like,
wore a wife beater to Red Dogs for like the first 2 weekends.
Yeah.
The chest piece done. I was like,
Dude, for my
fucking myself
27th
this shit.
birthday, I posted like Instagram pic, whatever, like, because I used to do like some amateur modeling on the side, and like I had like a tripod with a little fucking Bluetooth like timer, and I did like my own like little picture for my birthday, and like I was like turned this way. My boy posted on my shit. First comment was like, "Yo." Something about like, do you even have another arm or something?
yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, but like if you went through the pain of getting like something like that, like a project like this, or something like that, I mean, hell yeah, you want to show
Fuck
it off.
yeah, sure. it up.
Yeah. I mean, bro,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, bro, if I could get rid of all my tattoos right now, I would.
Really?
If I could, if anybody's out there watching and wants to donate to getting all my tattoos lasered off, please help me.
We'll start a GoFundMe.
Seriously, I'm dead ass, because bro, like I want to start over. You know what I mean? Like I got most of these tattoos in prison. They don't mean much to me anymore. Like I'm not the same person. I don't like the same shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm older. It's shitty tattoos. Like I'm ready to get rid of them, man. Start fresh. But I don't like dislike them, and like when I look in the mirror, it's not like I'm like, oh man, I hate this shit, because they're memories, and they remind me of like,
What you come from?
what I come from, for real. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard what's his name? Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Spent a ton of money.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
MGK did too.
Yeah.
Well, no, MGK,
No, MGK
blacked out.
Yeah,
Dude,
a lot of people
that
been
shit.
doing that. That's why I like
so
their
that shit hurts like a
tattoos.
motherfucker.
I thought about doing that myself, but at the same time, it's like, nah, bro, I don't want to do that. I know what I want my arms to look like as far as like tattoos, and it's like I just want some really good black and gray realism. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I could come up with some stuff all day and design some stuff all day, but I can't really do anything with this, what I got now. You know what I mean? It's really dark and really not good. But that, I'm not gonna lie, like most tattoo artists like
Are kind of like that.
like, but that's what makes us good tattoo artists over time. All the shitty tattoos that tattoo artists have on them, most of the time come from them starting early on tattooing themselves.
the canvas. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So like, take us through like your typical day. Like you own the tattoo shop,
Yeah.
but so your day is going to be like more different than if you're just an artist coming into work. It's like, what's your typical day look like?
My typical day, man, it's pretty easy. You know what I mean? The setup I have, it's not like I got to do a whole bunch to like set up for everybody else to tattoo. But usually just come in. A lot of times I'm the first person there and the last person to leave. So I'll be the first person there, put the flag out by the street, turn the open sign on, turn on the lights, set up for my tattoo, get tattooing. You know what I mean? Just wait for people to come in. Artists will come in, do their thing, and just be a day like that. If I finish first, I'll leave first. Aaron might leave, lock up, however it goes, but
So
And then
like,
what's your typical? Well, actually, go ahead with your rule.
well, I was just gonna ask, like, what is y'all's shop's hours?
So we're open 24 hours.
Wow.
Which is the only shop in Wilmington that's open 24
Yeah,
hours.
especially during the, like now post-COVID era, fucking Walmart's like,
Exactly, but so we're open 24 hours with a call's notice, right? Like, obviously, I don't have somebody sleeping there at 3 a.m. ready to tattoo you. You know what I mean? Like, would be cool, but we don't got that.
Yep.
But usually we have artists come in around 12 p.m., stay till about 10 p.m. Anytime after that, if you give us a call, like I can make sure I'll come up there or I'll have somebody else come up there. I don't live far from the shop. I just bought a house right by the shop, so pretty stoked about that.
Hell
and
yeah.
it's literally
congratulations, brother.
30.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Like a 30-second walk, literally like a 30-second walk.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. We're gonna have a little pool party, and whenever I move in like April 6th or some shit. So
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
So what's your day like from your point of view?
I get in there, I greet everybody, try to put a smile on everybody's face, and then I sit down and start cooking up. I mean, I look for new reels to do, see what's trending online, what audios are trending, what are other people posting, competitors, everything like that, or people we may look up to that are a little bit bigger than us right now. And I pick and choose what I think would fit the personality of our shop as well. We like some of that dry humor. We like some of that inappropriate humor. We play around with it a little bit. But it just like kind of shows more of like who we are. Like we are professional and we do a great job, but we're not here to, we want you to be comfortable and everything like that and trust us and know that, we're people just like you.
Oh yeah.
We got senses of humor and everything.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So like, do you guys have like a certain thing? Like, is it open door? Because like other top like tattoo shop that I know in Wilmington, like you got to come up to the door, shit's locked, and then dude comes outside and like meets
Oh
you.
no, we don't do that.
You don't do that?
I hate
Okay.
that.
Yeah. And I feel like that's like COVID era type.
it's like a little weird.
It's it's weird.
They're
That's
still
not
doing that.
inviting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
no,
saying.
that's
We want you guys to feel invited. That is not inviting.
yeah, like as soon as you walk in, we're asking you if you want a water. A lot of times we'll have coconut water. You know what I mean? Like we're bougie, like
everything.
for real. Bag of chips.
Couches.
Like what do you need?
There's a
Like
damn Xbox in the
Yeah, we
It's
got-
like the big
Yeah.
TV.
we got an Xbox in there, like Amazon or what is it, Netflix?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
See that like that's the
that's
fire
fire.
shit that like I'm talking about. Like you guys are already on top of it, which is like awesome to hear because like a lot of people like are still like stuck in the past. Like
Yep.
bro.
and you have the iPad like you mentioned earlier. I mean, some people just have a fucking binder that has like 50 pages maybe.
Bro, that's like every like these like I hate to be like this guy that comes on this podcast and like this might sound like I'm talking shit about other tattoo shops in Wilmington, but dude, like these street shops that have like all the fucking tattoo designs all over the walls, like bro, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like I like traditional tattoos, whatever, but it's outdated. It's called modern ink for a reason. You know what I mean? Like we're in a modern time where this is a studio and like we're trying to do fine art. We're not trying to, I'll bang out a traditional piece every now and then, and I love traditional. I always go back to my roots, and I respect anybody that, you know what I mean, is a traditional artist. But at the end of the day, that's not all we offer. Like we offer fine art and, you know what I mean, an experience that you're not going to get in any other tattoo shop. And that's comfortability and a quality tattoo. You're going to be satisfied when you walk out. And if you're not satisfied and you come back and you're still not satisfied, you're going to get, I've never seen that happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Most people walk out and they're like, "Yeah, you beat my expectations."
Just
Like,
about
this is
everybody
way
we
better
tattoo.
than I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna be.
Hell yeah.
And that's the best thing to hear. I mean,
Yeah.
And I'm not like, bro, we're not the best. You know what I mean? I'm not the best. I want to be one day, but
striving for it.
I'm trying to be better, and I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm the best in Wilmington or anything like that, because I'm probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know some balling ass artists in Wilmington. Shout out to my homeboy who just started his shop, Castle Street. What is it called? Castle Keep Tattoo or Castle Tattoo. He's killing it. Slick Phillips on Instagram. Yeah. He's doing his thing. That's one guy that I really respect too. He's an artist here in Wilmington. He's a realism artist. So
Oh yeah. Well, you just mentioned a question popped in my brain. So you just mentioned the word offer. So I know other tattoo shops, they offer piercings as well. Do you guys do that, or are you looking into doing that?
Nah, I thought about doing it, but there's a little bit more that goes into it as far as like the layout of like the shop that would have to be done. Maybe in the future, but as of right now, I'm not really looking into that. I am looking into a rage room.
Okay. Hey,
Wouldn't that be dope though? Like if you went to a tattoo shop and you got a rage room beside it, like maybe when we start, if we move or some shit, that'd be dope. But I want to do something like that, like added on to the tattoo shop to where it's different. Like you can go fuck up a car or like a TV or some shit like mad as hell.
And do you know how good the reels would be if we had a rage room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
honestly, y'all probably blow it because that shit, I've never heard of that. Like a tattoo shop having a rage room.
And like if you like had people like sign something like yo and put a camera in the corner like yo, hey, just so you know, we filming, and plus this could be posted for content.
Yeah,
like,
because
and
some
people sign that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
that's reels all day. That's free content.
I also, bro, like I'm in like for whenever I was younger, I was into clothes like heavy. Like now, like bro, a lot of times you'll catch me in the same outfit every day. Not the same exact one, but black joggers, black shirt, black shoes, or some pair of shoes, right? But I was always into clothes like growing up. So I think like it's either going to be a rage room or like a small like clothing boutique. You know what I mean? Like I think that'd be really dope for like a fine arts tattoo studio,
Hell yeah. So like if someone come to you, or actually let me back that up. So if you had to put for yourself, like what do you specialize in regarding tattoos?
I'd say black and gray realism. Yeah.
Okay.
That's like what I mostly do. And that's what I try to focus on. I think that's one of my strengths. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like when I was looking up, because like I said, I have this, but I wanted to do on this side, like I want to do a leg piece. But like for me, like I wanted to, now I have a stupid ass tattoo on my left leg. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to flip it to the other leg and do it. But I was looking at the, like Greek gods, like Thor would start.
That'd be dope.
Zeus starts up top and it just leaves
the side and shit. Yeah.
Hades would be at the bottom or something like that. Something
That
like
would be
that.
dope.
That'd be sick.
I was thinking about that, but I was like, yo, like if I'm, short season, like if I had this and a Polynesian design on the leg,
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Like
so,
offset, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that's always cool.
but yeah, like, that realism that I mean, not a lot of people can do that too. I mean,
There's a couple artists in Wilmington who like are like pretty up there, you know what I mean? But no, not many people can do it and execute it well. I'm sure there's a lot of people who say they can do it, and a lot of times I won't consider myself a realism artist. A lot of my stuff has realism effects, but when it comes to like realism, surrealism, like that realism that looks like it's just like off the page, like that's really hard, bro. And people develop that over time, and I don't think I'm there yet. I think that I'm on my way there though.
So have you guys like both of you, because I feel like you could benefit a lot too if you guys haven't thought about, but have you guys thought about like going to like an expo or like a convention like out of state, something like that?
Yeah. So
have you guys ever been to one?
I personally haven't. I know a lot of people who have. There's definitely, you can enter healed tattoos into these conventions if the person is there. So I plan on going to a couple. I just had a guy reach out to me from South Florida, and they're having one down there, and they asked me if I wanted to come to it. Thought it was a scam. It probably was, but I literally, they just hit me up like as I was walking in here today. So I'm gonna have to look into it. But yeah, I'd love to go to one. But we've talked about traveling, period. Like honestly, if I go somewhere, I could bring Aaron just as a friend and just to have fun, and Aaron would help me get a tattoo out there. You know what I mean? I'll tattoo him in an Airbnb. I don't give a fuck. Like
it's just like capturing everything too for content.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like that.
Exactly.
We go travel somewhere, like got me fucked up. You think
Yeah.
I'm doing
Yeah,
some fun shit on there.
yeah, bro. Like
work is
but see, that's
definitely there,
that's the thing. Like that's the good thing about tattooing is like I can take it anywhere. I could say, Aaron, pack up right now. We're going to Miami. We go to Miami and sit for 3 days and go on South Beach for 3 days. I'm gonna find a few $1,000s out there. You know what I mean, for tattoos.
Yeah.
Easily. Just me and Aaron, this guy, he's gonna talk to everybody, bro. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna find like
Extroverted personality is gonna just bring people
exactly. So like I'll eat. It's just gonna.
Yeah, I mean, shit, if you did that, I mean, the expenses of the trip, you just pretty much
Paid for it, yeah.
Exactly.
You know, right there, and possibly a profit.
Yeah.
So actually, that's very, very smart.
Well,
Very
I've done it several times. I go back and forth to Dallas all the time still. Tattoo out there. I just went to a tattoo symposium out there. I paid like $1,000 to like learn from like a few different artists. They had like presentations and stuff. It's pretty cool, but there's 200 people there, that other tattoo artists that had paid. So it was definitely a good experience, a good learning experience for sure.
Yeah. So, like, what separates a good tattoo artist from a great one?
A great one is one that knows that he is still learning. He doesn't stop learning.
Humble.
A good one is one that is good at tattooing, but stays at the same place for the rest of his life.
So it gets to that kind of that
Yeah.
first pinnacle and just kind of stays there,
Stays
comfortable. And a great one digs deeper to
So
try
I'd
to find
say-
the Mount Everest pinnacle.
Yeah, like motivation and slash ambition.
Exactly.
Okay.
With anything in life, you got to seek discomfort to grow.
Yep.
Exactly.
So if a tattoo artist is sitting here taking on new styles or bigger pieces or stuff that he or she's never really done before, they're going to just get better
Yeah.
and keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I was getting my tattoos done, like I was like watching like the way that like Zach would do different stuff, and I'm like, damn, dude, like that. Like if I was just coming off like not knowing shit, and I was like, I had the gun in my hand, like I would not have done it that way, and like I would have fucked it up. So it's like it's a lot harder than people like really realize. Like if you've never actually done it, because a lot of people like buy a gun off Amazon, be like, oh, I could do this. Like, no, the fuck you can't,
Bro, and then like you see it every day. You see it all the time. Like I had a chick recently tell me like I haven't tattooed her in a while, right? And maybe she'll know if she sees this. But no, she hit me up for a tattoo, and it was a big tattoo on the side of her leg, and I told her a price. I think I told her like $1,500. It's a really good price. You know what I mean? It was a decent price, right? But especially for a quote over the phone. And she told me no. She laughed at it and whatever. You know, I'm not petty. I'm not going to be disrespectful or anything. She sent me a message. She said, I'm going to learn how to tattoo. And I said, good luck. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to walk out. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But, you know.
And a lot of people don't think that, like, because for me, like back in 2017, 2018, I was, I tried to find someone to do my sleeve, and, have people saying like, yo, give me a set price. I'd show them the picture so they knew like what I would want. But, I had other people reach out and be like, yo, like, not sure, but, 100 an hour. And now I know that price with inflation and everything else has increased to, and last time I checked it was like about 130 to 150. It could be more now, but a lot of people, they don't understand like, yo, one, ink, second, time.
Time is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's nothing else. So like, bro, I'll get imposter syndrome sometimes where it's like, I'll do this epic tattoo and like, be ready to pay, and it'll be like 2 bands or some shit. And I'll be like, damn, like I really got to tell this dude $2,000. And it's like, bro, yeah, because you're not paying for the time that it took me to do it. You're not paying for the time. You're not paying for that tattoo. You're paying for the time that it took me to learn how to do that tattoo. You know what I mean? Yeah. How to learn how to give you that quality. But bro, I struggle with that often. Like imposter syndrome, like I'll do some badass tattoo and I'll be like, damn, this is a steep price. I told him, but nobody else can do this shit. You know what I mean? Not around here. So
yeah. And then like the dude that did this, he like at first he tried the original design, and he was like, yeah, dude, like give me like 3 to 4 days to do this on paper, and then I'll get back to you, because like you said, you had to learn how to do that, and it, but in the end free-handed it, whatever. But he that makes sense.
Yeah,
you gotta learn how to do it first to put it on somebody's skin permanently. So that's important, but I respect that process, because I want some people like, yeah, come in, and then like without even like really caring about what the design was or trying to do it themselves on like a separate thing. So I respect that.
Yeah. And as far as like pricing and like going by the hour, I used to do that. I used to go by the hour and all that, but bro, I tattoo pretty quick. There's some things that I'll tattoo that might take some people 8 hours that take me 2 hours. You know what I mean? I just tattooed this dude's both of his hands. I did a laugh now. I think I showed. Yeah. Bro, that took me 4 hours. You know what I mean? 2 hours each hand. And I think I charged him like $800. wanted to charge him more. You know what I mean? But because I just did 2 faces on each hand, you know, but I try to look out for people too. I'm not here to like take anybody down or do anything like that, but I am here to get what I'm worth.
You're entitled to, yeah.
Exactly.
Like one of the questions I got that's I think really important for anybody that's looking to get tattooed or, you know, is, you know, going for their first one. But like for him, he had a different experience when it came to the aftercare of after you get the tattoo done than I did. Mine was like, yo, Aquaphor, you know, make sure it's moisturized. He had Sandyderm treatment. So
And then mine gapped. It was this wing. You might be able to tell the wing's a tad bit lighter than the rest of it, but the wing gapped right here at the bend of the arm. And so it ended up like actually getting infected. I had to go get like an antibiotic and stuff, and then they had to like darken it in like on the next session. And yeah, so like Sandyderm, like the question basically is like, what is the importance of proper aftercare? And then what type of aftercare methods do y'all usually recommend?
So personally, I try to stay away from second skin now, just because here recently it seems like I follow a few tattoo forums. Here recently, it seems like they might have changed the ingredients of something. You know what I mean? And a lot of these products, and for a little while, had a lot of people coming back with rashes. So I just stopped
That's what I
that.
thought mine was at first.
I stopped that all the way around and just started wrapping with Saran wrap.
Yep.
And you're supposed to do gauze in North Carolina. We do gauze, but usually just Saran wrap. And I tell people to wash 3 times a day.
Yep.
Washing is very important. Keeping it clean is probably the one thing that you can't fuck up. You got to keep it clean, man. And keeping it clean in Aquaphor, keeping it lathered in that Aquaphor. You don't want to put too much on, just a small thin layer to keep it moisturized. If you ever experience any scabs or anything, 9 times out of 10, the tattoo wasn't done right. You know what I mean? Every tattoo I do, I don't ever experience scabs. Just about every tattoo I do barely has lightly peeling, and they heal up the way that they look. They don't heal up any other way. I try to like post a lot of my healed photos too, because you see a lot of artists around here who don't post healed photos.
Post fresh.
Yeah, because they won't post healed photos. Like most of my tattoos are done in one shot, and you know, like that's all I got to do to them. Yeah, aftercare is extremely important.
yeah, because like for me, I mean, I have some spots and it just like I never got it filled in, but like, you know, scabbed up. You know, I didn't do my due diligence of like, making sure it was moisturized as much as I should.
Well, that's the next thing. It's like, bro, it's on y'all. Like you have people come in, and when I have somebody, if I had somebody come to me right now and say, yo, my tattoo's like not doing good, it's fucking up, I'm gonna say it's on you.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Thing you're doing, like
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like the dude that I tattooed the hands or whatever, what he does for work, he's a cook. So it's like, dude, yeah, like you're using your hands all the time. 9 times out of 10, bro, you're going to need a touch up. You might have a rough heel, but those are things that artists need to be telling their clients, bro. It's not just like, all right, get out of here, have fun. You know what I mean? You construction worker with those tattoos on your hands. Like, no, bro, you got to let them know, because when they come back in 2 weeks and they're like, yo, you fucked up my tattoo, they can't do that. You know what I mean? Because you done told them.
Yeah,
So.
and like I feel like, you know, because when a tattoo doesn't heal right, like, you know, mine didn't because of me. Like, you know, you start to think, yo, did they use a dirty needle?
Yeah.
Like, they try to put on like something else. Like, take accountability. You know, make sure that shit's moisturized, because it's like, you know, moisturize. You ain't putting lotion on it, and that's it.
Nah.
You're reapplying throughout the day. Like when he got his sleeve done, he carried a bottle, you know, of Aquaphor with him at work, and you know, reapplied every, you know, few
Smart
hours,
guy.
or whatever else. And like, you know, if I did my leg, like I'm gonna be fucking rubbing all that shit on. It's gonna be sticky. I probably won't be able to do shit. But like a lot of people need to know, like it, and we run into it every day with the jobs that we currently have. It's, you know, take care of your shit after it's done. Like you have maintenance that you have to do on it.
It's just like, it's part of the process again, a tattoo. You already did the hard part. You got the tattoo. You know? Do the easy part. Now, you know, a tattoo usually heals about 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. And like
You do it correctly.
we were talking about before we turned the cameras on. I mean, with tattooing too, man, it's like if someone doesn't have one, when you go to get it and you get the first one done, like that shit is just like anything else is addicting, man. You want to get fucking 10 more. Like I know I'm that way.
After about a month or so, I'm like, damn, okay, time to schedule the next one. Yep.
But,
That's for sure.
but have you guys ever refused someone like came in and wanted a tattoo, have you refused it?
Man, I try not to, but you know, I got weird spots that I tattoo all the time. Like, just tattooed like some 60-year-old woman's vagina the other day. Swear to God, I can't make it up. And it was a name. It was her man's name. Swear to God. Cool lady though. Cool lady, man. She was cooler than Ice Cube, man. For real. But yeah, I try not to turn things around. We had some dude call about a dick tat the other day. You know what I mean? And it sounded like he was like, you know what I mean? Like on some like weird shit. Like Aaron was like, bro, he's probably like jerking off or something. You're like, let's get off the phone, bro. What the fuck? But you know, somebody called and wanted a dick tat. I mean, bro, it's my job, bro. I get that, but I'm gonna need like a good like $6,000 handling fee. You know what I mean? And there better not be no funny stuff going on because I want my 6,000. It's just 6,000 to get started, my guy. You know what I mean? But nah, bro. I really haven't had to turn nothing around.
So this kind of ties into the next question, but like in a different way. So we'll still ask that question, but kind of like while we were talking about like weird placements or like unique tattoos and like specific locations. So be more for like the girl audience, anybody that has like been thinking about this, haven't done like multiple elements of research, but like I've heard that like if a girl's going to get a tattoo, like a sternum piece, like she has to basically be shirtless so you can see where her breasts basically naturally lie. Yeah. Because there's going to be a different element of that's exactly stuff. Everyone's boobs are different. So like, what would you say to like potential clients that like want to come in but still have that comfortability aspect?
We have a female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a female on standby for pieces like that. And nobody's out to see your boobies. You know what I mean? We've all seen some boobies, and we're just trying to do some good tattoos and make some money. I think everybody at the shop's really professional when it comes to stuff like that. We're not looking to get with any client or anything like that. And you know, I'm really happy about the guys that I have that work for me. They're not dogs. So yeah.
And like you said, you have a female on staff. I mean, honestly, like I didn't even think about that. And you know, no offense to anybody, but like that's honestly, you know, a very good advantageous like, you know, point to y'all's shop is that you do have that, like, yo, if you're not comfortable with a dude doing it, we have a female and stuff, yeah, they could do that for you. So that honestly, like, that's awesome.
That ties into building trust with the client the second they come in the door. Have them be comfortable and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, question for Aaron. So like, you know, you're doing your thing right now with the media. What other aspects are you looking to dive into? What's on the list to like come in the future? What's next?
I think I ask that question to myself every single day. What I do see is I really love the vision that Lou has for his shop and everything. And what I bring to the table, I think, is someone that is going to work with you as hard as you are working. You know, I think I come with a lot of good networking and skills behind that, creating connections and stuff like that, stuff I'm really good at. And, you know, I'll help Lou with all sorts of stuff throughout the shop. Like I'll tidy up, you know, I clean, I help the other artists too if they need help, need a hand, scheduling, stuff like that. You know, different ways to be kind of like an ambassador for Modern Ink almost as well, like outside of work and trying to gain more traction and everything like that.
Yeah, because like you said, like, you know, how me and him, we like go out to network for, you know, to get people on this. And you do that as well to get people into the shop, which is, you know, respect that, like, because a lot of people like, like social media is extremely important. It's probably the top tier like thing that you have to do in today's society. But you know, you're also doing that in-person stuff. When you do something in person, that becomes more personal.
Oh, it's so much better.
Yeah. And it's like that engagement, you know, over the phone, it's just like anything else, Xbox Live, you know, talk shit, you never see that person ever. But if you're more engaged with that person, I feel like that will get them more like, yo, I'm taking this more seriously than if someone just DM'd me.
Right.
So like you doing that is actually very advantageous.
It's showing initiative, man. And like, it's really important. Like I'll go out to bars and stuff at night, hang around friends and everything, the nightlife. And, you know, I'll go see like people have tattoos and I'll talk to them about them. I'll kind of engage them. You know, a girl might think I'm hitting on her, but no, I'm really just trying to get you to schedule a tattoo.
Nice.
But you know, it's fun too. I really have a lot of fun with this job. It feels very natural for me. And it's, you know, trying to like finish up school, and then on the other hand, like trying to figure out, Aaron, what do you want to do, Aaron? Like, where's your journey? Where's it going to start? What's the next chapter? And I think this one is a really good, you know, door that is opening. And it's really nice because it's a door I can also make for myself. You know, it's not just one big opportunity where I have to live up to certain expectations, but it's somewhere where I can grow as well with Lou. And it's somewhere where we can put our brains together and really just build like this little empire and keep going.
And that's one thing, man. Like, it's crazy, man. I never would have thought in a million years, like, Aaron would be here right now. Me and him would be doing this. Seriously, like, Aaron came to my apartment probably a year and a half ago, right before I started the shop, and we were supposed to be doing a tattoo on him, whatever. And you know, I've been following him the whole time. He came to the shop, got the tattoo. And, you know, I just see him, he's always out and stuff. And I just felt like the job was going to be good for him. You know what I mean? Just with his energy, you know, and he reached out to me, and I told him, I was like, bro, I was already thinking of you. I just didn't say anything. And now Aaron's like my little brother, man. You know what I mean? That's helping me with all my shit. Like, you know, like I trust him around my son. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of people I trust around my son. Like, and like I could leave Aaron with my son and feel good, you know, like, cause I feel like Aaron is responsible when he's around me. You know what I mean? Like, he tries to be, but whenever he's not, he's a fucking he's a damn party animal, bro. He's a damn can't be tamed.
Well, yeah, when I leave work, I tamed everything, and now I'm letting all the fuck out.
Yeah.
People have that. I mean, and that's advantageous as well. I know I'm fucking using the word a lot, but like, you know, having that like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, not like, you know, you're fucking murdering people on the side, like not that, but like having that, like, I mean, you have like your business and then you have your play, and you can separate
work hard,
the two.
play hard.
I mean, because not a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people, they mix that, and like sometimes it doesn't work out in a business setting at all. And but like if you you know, you have that separated and you can, and that works for you, that's awesome. Like, you know, that's really good.
Yeah, we've had some nights at Red Dogs where like we hit like right off the rip, like in the first like 30 minutes to an hour we're there, like we'll hit like a really good marketing like opportunity, and we get like, you know, maybe even 2 people like scheduled like tentatively, like get some DMs, get follow backs, and then like go from there. And then we're like, yeah, okay, you know, we already had like a successful night from a marketing standpoint. Now we can like relax, have fun party, and then other times like we start off where we're slower.
See, that's what
party hard, and then we get networking like the last like hour of the night.
See, that's what I really, when I say that I really need to take a trip with Aaron, like I really feel like me and him going to like a bigger city and it just being me and Aaron and being able to do that and going out and market ourselves. And I could tattoo with the clients that we get out, but it wouldn't be so much about like going out there to make money that time. I feel like it'd be more about going out there to establish connections to where and see if that's a place that we can like make a footprint out. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm on next, is like making a footprint somewhere else. Like I'm starting this footprint here in Wilmington, and the shop's going great, and I'm super grateful. But you know, I want to grow for sure.
Like we're booked out the ass. It's crazy. I do a lot of the scheduling, like I said. It's hard for me to fit people in now.
Yeah.
And you know, like a month ago, maybe it wasn't as good, but ever since like we really started locking in with media and everything,
it's been good.
It's speaking for itself, and it's just gaining traction. And then, you know, like I know tons of people that are going to want tattoos.
Yeah,
I
it's
can book people I know all day.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's been awesome, bro. I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely grateful.
So like one of the questions I have is like, yo, you got a person probably, you know, either like super introverted or, you know, people who have autism, they don't like, you know, social interactions, or they have hard times with that. Do you guys consider, you know, doing like in-house, like, or in-home, like appointments, like you'd go to like someone's house, or they would have to come to you like at your house or something like that?
So if it was outside of North Carolina, yes.
Okay.
Not in North Carolina, no. And I say that because that's how North Carolina law is. You can't tattoo for money inside somebody's house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and if you're a professional tattoo artist, you permanent inside of a shop. It differs county to county, but I still personally wouldn't go to somebody's house. It's not worth my time. Somebody wanted to fly me out to like a different state. It happens all the time. I just got flown out to Texas, and I tattooed this kid for his first tattoo. He'd been watching me for like 2 years or some shit, and it was his first tattoo, and went well. Got paid like $2,500, and they flew me out. So
Hell yeah.
Well, I know you talked about the woman that got tattooed on her vagina. Honestly, in my book, that would probably be the craziest. But like, do you have like anything that's crazier than that you?
So I tattooed this chick, and she was a friend of mine back in the day when I first started tattooing, and her sister and her got matching tattoos, but her sister was in a different state or in a different city or some shit. And her sister got a unicorn with a dick as the horn, and it said Jizz Lord. And then the one that I did was a unicorn with a dick with the horn, and it said Jizz Queen.
No way.
Yes, sir. That was probably the wildest one. I still know her. She's gotten it covered up now, and like she's, good girl shit. But it was funny when it happened.
Have you ever done a lip tattoo?
Yeah,
I got one, and I didn't do it low enough. Like we did it I had a group of friends. They did it without me, and they did it, and the guy that did it lower. He did it like thick, and it's still probably there to this day. But my guy that I went to did it higher. So my shit, and it wasn't thick. It was just thin lines, and like my shit started rubbing against my teeth, and it said Gucci.
Damn.
Now it says Gooch. So
Gooch. Yo, that's Gooch.
like, I forget about it all the time. Like when people ask me like, how many tattoos you got? Like I don't count it sometimes because I forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind.
You said it's on your lip?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's Look at that. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, no,
I've done a couple lip tattoos, but they always fade, dude. So like, it's a novelty. You know what I mean? Like, I tell people that all the time. Like, if you're gonna get it, just go ahead and expect for it to fade.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like I had like a little smiley face on the bottom of my toe, and that was gone probably like, I don't know, a month. It was gone like completely.
I did an avocado on a girl's toe one time. She called avocados. It's still healed really nice. It's still good. She's a friend of mine too.
So would you recommend like people doing like finger tats? Because I heard those things.
Nah, I try not to, bro. And honestly, like, that's like one thing that I need to cut out too. Like, I'm trying to start doing different tattoos, like on an upper scale. So like finger tattoos, I'm probably going to stop doing myself just because they're a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? They fall out. They're hard to do. Like we always use our hands. So finger tattoos are always falling out.
Yeah. And especially, I feel like what they said is like, if you did it on the side, like you're doing this.
Oh, bro, if you do it on the side, like you might as well. I mean, it's just, you're giving money away for free.
Yeah. Like
because it'll be there for a few days, but
yeah, like a dude I know, he did a cross. Well, he did a plus sign on his.
Yeah, it's gone now, right? It's turned into a plus sign.
He just freshly got it done, but it was like, a cross. You got the horizontal line that's more towards the top.
Yeah,
it's 3/4.
It's in the
up.
middle.
It's in the middle.
Oh man,
this man's like Dr. Math over here, Professor
Dr. Math.
Math is crazy.
But nah, like his boys like fucking made fun of him for it, and like I was just like, dude, I can't say shit. I got Gooch in my lips,
bro. I got so many fucked up tattoos though. It's like crazy. Like I got El Chapo on the side of my neck, but it looks like it was supposed to be Tony Montana, but it looks like El Chapo. So I tell people it's like a hybrid between El Chapo and like Tony Montana mix.
Like, why the fuck would you get that?
Bro, I don't fucking know, bro. And then I got Marilyn Monroe on the other side. She looks like a tranny. You know what I mean? Like,
she looks a little dynamic.
Like it's
them lips fat.
Wild.
Aaron's about to get the Hasbulla tattoo.
Yeah, bro, that would be dope, bro.
Piece.
I swear to God, I would do. If anybody wants a Hasbulla tattoo, got you for free. I need to practice on my portraits. I would do a Hasbulla portrait. Yeah, it's a great one because he's like an old person. Like old people portraits are hard to do, but young baby portraits are easy. So it'd be like a good medium. You know what I mean? Like,
You'll see when Mike Tyson thought that he was a legit kid. I was like loving on him and shit like that, like snuggling into his neck, and he like punched Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
It's like a 20-something-year-old dude, like,
grown ass man, just not grown in size.
Yeah, bro, that was hilarious.
But no, honestly, hey, look at the shirt. That's one of the fire shirts I've seen.
Fire as hell,
bro. But nah, fellas. But hey, man. Honestly, I mean, what advice would you guys give to? And this is a 2-part question. What advice would you give for a person that's like going to be a first-time tattooer, and then a person that is going to be the first time tattooed?
First time tattooer, I would say get an apprenticeship. Get an apprenticeship. I didn't get an apprenticeship, but I went to prison. And I learned how to tattoo there for the most part, and I got a good idea about it. But you know, I'd get an apprenticeship or get a mentor of some kind and learn under them and draw as much as possible. And you know, yeah, get a mentor. As far as like the first time getting tattooed, do your research. Do your research on who you want to get tattooed by, the style that you want, the design you want, the artist you want. You know, a lot of artists that are really good are booked out for 2 years, 3 years, you know, sometimes. So you got to be aware of that. And, you know, it all depends on what kind of quality, what you really want on your body. You know what I mean? Some people want a sleeve done before the summertime so they can flex. You know what I mean? Some people want work of art on their arm and are willing to wait 5 years for, you know, multiple sessions throughout that 5 years to complete their arm. So it really just depends on what you want being that first time getting a tattoo. But overall, do your research.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I want to say when it's your first time getting tattooed, it's not bad. Well, depending on where you get it, I guess, but
It's not that bad.
Feels like cat scratches.
It's definitely like, I think a lot of people are surprised by whenever they do get tattooed for the first time. They're like, damn, this isn't as bad as I thought.
Right.
And then they end up coming back like 3 or 4 times that week and getting tattooed. Seriously. I've seen it so many times.
I'll say it's not bad unless you've been sitting there for a minute.
If you've been sitting there for 4 hours, like obviously
4
it's
hours
gonna ache.
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my first tattoo Lou did on me, I think we probably took 7 hours on it, 8 roughly.
But now
My session's been like 8-9 hours each.
it's crazy though, because I did that tattoo like a year ago, right?
Like, yeah. Like
Almost,
a year and a half ago.
about a year and a half ago, right? That tattoo now would have taken me probably 2-3 hours. You know what
That's
I
why
mean?
said,
Like,
just like seeing him grow throughout the year. Like I went, met him, got to know Lou, stepped my foot in the door a little bit, got my first tattoo, kept up with him, and to see where he is now, it's like, oh shit, it just flashed.
Yeah.
Like way fast.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see, and like that's why I really want to step my foot in too.
and that's why I want to start something else, bro. Because like the success that I've seen by starting this, and like the vision that I've had for it, the vision that I can create for something else. Like what could that turn into? You know what I mean? Like Modern Ink is gonna go so far, but my visions and like whatever I create, like what my next business, whatever it is, can sky's the limit, dude. You know what I mean?
The next pinnacle on the mountain that you're climbing.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, everyone, and you know, you have a fucking movie storybook, like, you know, path that you're going on right now. You know, prison to business owner to, you know, multi-business owner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. You know, you don't know us the first time you met us, but you know, proud of you, man. Like, you know,
Bro, I
just from an
appreciate it,
outsider,
man. Yeah,
you know,
no doubt.
person, you know, wish you nothing but the best and success.
Appreciate
And,
that, bro.
you
Y'all too, man.
Because I know, like, you know, you're-
Thank y'all for having us on, bro. For real.
for sure. But like, you know, one question I did want to ask you is, like, you're doing the stuff for them. Like, do you have other avenues that you're getting into? Just not like tattooing, or are you going like, you know, hey, I'll do an artist, like music or DJ, or I'll do this and that. Like, are you expanding what you want to do media wise or managing wise? Like, what do you got going on in the future?
I told Lou this earlier today. He was talking about like other things he wants to do and branch off. I was like, really lock in on one and really secure it, you know? That's what I'm going to do with this. I think I'm going to put all my time and energy into this and make sure it's done right. And at least I can say I did my best, at the end of the day. In the future, I'm 22 years old. I don't know what the future holds.
Oh yeah. No, when I was
I have
22,
no
I
idea.
know exactly what you're talking about. 22, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So,
Nah, but I think Aaron is gonna. I think that degree that Aaron's about to get in college, he's not gonna even really need, because he's gonna work. I think me and Aaron are gonna build something really good between my ideas, his ideas, and just watching the shop grow. And the more we end up putting into it, and just like our ideas coming to life, like it's crazy.
like that itself, like seeing your ideas come to life, exactly the words you just used, is when it does come to life, like it's such an accomplishment.
So rewarding.
Such a great feeling, man.
So-
You feel so fulfilling for sure.
Yeah, and it just like getting a tattoo makes you want to do more.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as you have like that ambition, or you find your passion in something, and that goes for anybody. It could be fucking underwater basket weaving. As long as you have a passion for it, like do it, man.
Yeah, no, for
Like,
real.
as long as you have a passion, you do it. Like, yeah, you're gonna have haters. Everyone's gonna have a hater. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's, man, but you got to use that. You got to use that as fuel, bro. You know what I mean? Like, people hate on me so hard. Like, you'd be so surprised about the shit that I hear, but it's like, dude, those are the people that like fuel what I got going on right now. People that tell me I can't do it, or I couldn't do it, or the people who aren't doing it and who are still hating on me, and I'm just putting the effort in trying. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
those are the ones that fuel me, man.
Yep. And what a hater is honestly take pity on them, because they're just mad that they can't do what you're doing.
100%.
my motivation 100%.
Yeah, jealousy, bro, is it.
As if they, and like, keyboard warriors on Instagram comment section, bro, like, hey, what you doing? Let me go to your profile real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, get your bread up.
You ever see like haters be the most down bad too? Because I'll admit, like, if someone comments some weak shit on like something, I'm gonna go in your profile. You better not be public.
You better not.
You better not be public, because I promise you, I'm gonna.
And you better have some motion too. To back that
Somebody
shit up,
commented
bro,
on like
for
a
real.
reel of ours, and like our friend Sarah, that also does like some scheduling, social media, like marketing out when she's with us and stuff. She said something because she thought it was funny, and I thought it was funny too, but it was a weak ass comment. Person said, 2 guys on a podcast not really saying anything, and it was like one of the first 2 episodes when we didn't have guests on, and I just like thought it was hilarious. And went their profile not public. I was like, yeah,
Man.
Started from the bottom. Now you're here.
Yeah, but what I run into is like people think they know me. Like I said, when I was growing up, bro, I was a bad kid. Like I had a bad name growing up, but bro, I've been out 7 years. People who don't know me now and who judge me based on like what they hear or like whatever, bro, man, they can eat a dick, bro. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing. And I had somebody text me like a couple nights ago, bro. I get the most randomest, because I put the number everywhere. I get the most randomest text, people just talking shit for no reason. Swear to God, random shit talking text.
Yeah, and crazy that you said that, because literally today, I got a text from like a girl that I went to school with her, but then ended up she was doing some like HVAC work, and she knows like me through that as well, and she randomly hit me up out of the blue, and it was like, yo, see what you're doing, proud of you, keep it going. I haven't talked to her in some like years, and but that too, like you get the haters that they hit you up.
That shit makes you feel good when you got somebody like that. I had a friend do that to me the other day. Randomly reached out and was like, yo, I hope you're doing good. I've been thinking about you, bro. I'm proud of you. Man, that shit almost made me cry, bro. At the time, like I was really going through it, bro, and I needed to hear that. So, bro, to that person, man, thank you. You know who you are, but like you need that. You need that sometimes.
Yeah,
we have a boy that we met, like he became like one of our day ones. Like when I was in 8th grade, he was in 5th and he was in 9th, and his name's Ethan. Like he checks in like all of our content and stuff like that. And because like Ending Hour has been a brand that we've had for like so many different avenues, like we're in music, podcasts, like when we're playing like football and stuff like that, we have like teams with the branding and stuff. And so like he watches like all the content and just always gassing it up and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is dope, bro.
check in
That's
with
real
us.
nice.
Yeah. And everyone, like, you know, what we were just talking about, like, hey, check up on your loved ones, check up on your friends. You never know what someone's going
Yeah,
through.
100%.
You know, a lot of people don't like to put their business out there, so just check up on your peoples, you know, just check up on them.
I got people like that back home all over. Like one of my buddies does music. Shout out IJW on Apple Music and Spotify, but he's really good. And he writes all his own stuff. He makes all his own beats. He sings. He can also rap. Bro floats like a damn cloud on some of those beats. And, you know, I hope, you know, his breakaway is soon because he definitely deserves it. But I'll check in on him all the time. Vice versa. He does the same thing for me. And we've known each other since we're both like 10, 11. So
Yeah, it's good to have people like that, man. I don't have any family. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's gone for me. Like, the only person I have is my dad and my son. My mom died while I was in prison. Like 6 months before I got out of prison, my mom died. And I have my son and got my dad. So it's good to have friends like that, dude. I got a friend that I've known since I was 7 years old. His name's Dylan. And same thing, like, he's like my brother, bro. You know, like, I stayed at his house a few weeks ago, just randomly. You know what I mean? We smoked a blunt, watched a movie, stayed at his house, and got the best sleep I've had in a long time there.
Told me about that.
I told him, I was like, bro, I think it's because, you know what I mean, I'm so comfortable, like, at your house, because when I first moved back, he was staying in the straight trap. Like, it was bad. The first house he was living in, it was bad. Like, you might wake up and you got a roach on you type shit. And bro, I would get such good sleep there too. And I would tell him, I was like, bro, it's because, like, you're like my family. Like, I feel comfortable in your house. You know what I mean?
Energy.
It's the energy, bro, for sure.
Yeah, energy is important. Just like y'all said with Modern Inc., with the energy it's the minute you walk in the door.
Dude, I love the atmosphere in Modern Inc.
And I think y'all are doing so many unique things. Like, who the hell has Xbox in there? Who has Netflix? Like, none of the shops I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Whether I got tattooed there or whether I'm constant.
Honestly, bro, and like, if anybody watching, if y'all are ever around and like y'all just need a place to come like kick it or do some homework or, you know, anything, bro, feel free to come to Modern Inc. Like, if you need to get away and just play the game for a second, like, come to Modern Inc. Like, you arguing with your bitch, like, come to Modern Inc. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, like, you know, like,
dude, that could honestly be a social media idea for you, like a little content idea. Yeah. It's like, just say like some like crazy like scenarios and be like, if that's happening to you, come to Modern Inc.
Yeah,
that's happening to you, come to Modern Inc.
That's the next one. That's the next one.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Like, you know,
if your rent's paid,
if your
come
dog
to Modern
Inc.
Inc.
Work last night, come to Modern Inc. Fuck that class. Like,
exactly.
You hungover? Need a water? Come to Modern Inc.
Yep.
We do. I wanted to get into like clickbait for a minute, like. You got a girl like shaking her ass or some shit, and then it goes to Aaron like, "Hey, how you doing? Like, we're at Modern Inc. today." And
the car salesman,
Doug, the car guy, yeah, he's funny as hell.
Like, girl be like shaking her, she's like, "Fuck all that, but come on down here."
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, it's smart too. It's smart because you have that picture when you're scrolling to the FYP.
Exactly, bro.
I mean, if
people are gonna click it, you know what I mean? It's just
like dialed into whatever it is, and then like the guy fucking flips over and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they're still dialed in.
Yeah,
it's genius. It's manipulation.
Oh, we got one that we're gonna be doing soon. The posters we got to post up.
Oh yeah,
we can't really talk about it too much.
I wish I could.
Yeah, it's a
really good idea we have for like easy marketing and advertisement all throughout Wilmington.
Yeah,
like we can place these things multiple places,
and they'll get seen.
I think I know what y'all are talking about. Off camera, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I think y'all are talking about. We just did the same thing.
It's funny as fuck.
It's really funny,
and it takes someone all of 30 seconds to get and understand the joke, and for them to be put onto who we are.
Exactly.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Oh, well, we really appreciate y'all stopping by, guys. Like I said, we're building quantity, and so if y'all have some like huge stuff come up, y'all want to come back on.
Yeah, man.
Feel free.
And like we'll travel to you. We'll travel to you. Do it in the shop. Different scenery.
I think the next one we do, we should definitely do it at the shop. But
cool.
Bro, I'm gonna have some cool people for y'all. For real. Like I got a guy that I'm flying out here from Texas soon to come airbrush my shop. He's a friend of mine. We worked at a shop together in Dallas, and he started his own shop and I started my own shop. So I think he'd be good. I'm meeting people all the time, bro. I tattooed like a Vice agent yesterday or like 2 days ago, dude, and he was telling me all types of shit. Wouldn't it be cool if like y'all did like some shit where like it was like he had like how it'll be like a video of the person, they'll be like in the dark and their voice will be changed. That'd be cool as hell.
The unsolved mystery shit.
Today we went and we surveillance this guy, and you know what I mean, like some crazy shit.
When he was at the shop, he's talking about like which houses he's had plugged up, and Jay's like,
Yeah,
"We got
bro.
like saying cameras around that house."
Swear to God.
It's like
One, hey, I was like, what if somebody like walks up on you like while you're like, you know, watching them or something? He's like, you just gotta act like a civilian, like, hey man, what are you doing by my car? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, bro, that'd be sketchy as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
sneaky.
Shit.
sneaky guys, man.
Well, shit, guys. So again, Lou and Aaron with Modern Ink Tattoo. You know, we're gonna plug their all their socials, their links in the description below. You guys check them out, give them likes, shares, follows. Go to the tattoo shop, go get one. Hit them up. You know, like I said, their socials gonna be in the description below. So go check these guys out, man.
Yeah, come see us, man. Thank y'all for having us on, man.
Yeah, thank y'all for
Modern Ink 910 on Instagram, modernink910.com, and we'll plug in our booking app link as well.
Yeah, and you can DM the book as well on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for another great episode, and stay tuned for more.
Appreciate you.
All right, y'all.